Ladies and gentlemen, we are here for Hughes Academy Professional Wrestling at QMU Community Center. And up first, one heck of a match that we've got. Tommy Fusion, been on a massive roll in the last couple of months and is here to continue on that roll against a man with a new attitude and a man who has been taking dirty shortcuts to win some matches lately, Ktic. Ktic, a bit of a legend of the New Zealand scene. Oh, but offering the handshake there, pulling it away. Ktic there trying to play mind games with Tommy Fusion, but Tommy always enthusiastic, always has the crowd on his side. Isn't going to be suck it into something as quite as simple as that. But Ktic, absolute veteran of the New Zealand scene, been wrestling for a number of years. And straight away taking control of Tommy Fusion with a headlock. Look at that, even so simple as a headlock, Ktic immediately recognizing Tommy trying to get out of it with his arm, transitioning straight into a wrist lock. And these simple maneuvers, they're not going to win a match anytime soon. You know, Tommy Fusion's not going to go and tap out to a now hammerlock, but these sort of the holds that send a message to your opponent, get in their head and start sending that sort of signal that, you know, if I want to put you in a submission hold, if I want to out-wrestle you, I can do it at any point in time I want. And Ktic there, taking Tommy Fusion again to the mat, headlock takeover. And Ktic knows full well Tommy is a fast opponent. Tommy is very fast when he gets a roll on. He can throw a mean back elbow, so he needs to keep Tommy grounded, keep him on the mat, and use his experience and his technical ability to keep Tommy off his feet. And Ktic there, playing to his strengths. Oh, a bit of a miscommunication there. Tommy looking like he was going to go for a leapfrog, maybe jumping a little bit early, sort of getting in the head of Ktic. Using his own body as a bit of a brick wall for Ktic to run into. Oh, and we've seen Ktic recover from that flurry from Tommy straight away. There's a vicious kick right to the face of Tommy. And the disrespect there that Ktic is showing his opponent and showing our referee, Matt. Not breaking the count on the corner. And not allowing for a clean break in the corner either. This new attitude from Ktic where he's just disrespecting his opponent, disrespecting our officials. But you know what, as much as we don't like to see it, and we don't like to see it from a guy like Ktic, who used to be such an honorable wrestler, you can't argue its effectiveness. You know, last month alone he won a match against Bobby Wishard, who has been on a bit of a roll all up and down the country. And Ktic looking to continue on that momentum with a win over a guy like Tommy Fusion. Win over Tommy, you know, he might be in his first year in the wrestling scene. But if you can beat Tommy Fusion, that's a hell of a mark in your career. Tommy doesn't get beaten very often. And Ktic doing exactly what he knows he needs to do. Grounds Tommy Fusion, keep him off his feet, keep him from using his speed and his athleticism for his advantage. And we're only going to see Ktic allow Tommy to get to his feet when he's going to try and slam him. There, a bit of a vicious suplex from Ktic to Tommy, only getting a two count. But that's still a lot of pressure on your lower back, a little pressure on your shoulder, and expending energy to try and kick out of that pinfall. Tommy fighting back there, leaping straight over Ktic. And there's that vicious back elbow from Tommy Fusion that he's known for. Again, another back elbow, and we're seeing Tommy fire up now against Ktic. And calling for his big move, the swinging DDT. Ktic heard that call, doesn't want any part of that move. That vicious short-arm clothesline. Ktic knows how devastating a swing at DDT can be. If Tommy's going to call it, he's going to make sure that it doesn't happen. I don't know if what we saw there. I couldn't quite see, but it looks like Ktic maybe raking the eyes of Tommy Fusion. But Tommy not letting that get to him. Oh my God! And what a super kick! And Tommy face first now into the mat, and I have not seen him move since that super kick. Ktic taking his time posing to the crowd, but I tell you what, this match is over. That super kick is, if Tommy even awakes before tomorrow, I'll be surprised. And Ktic looking like he's not satisfied getting a win after a big move like that. He's wanting to send a message to Tommy, throw him around a little bit more. But maybe that was a bit of a mistake from Ktic. He could have potentially won the match after that super count, after that big super kick. But that big suplex from Ktic to Tommy may have woken Tommy up a little bit. You see Tommy sort of looking up at the lights, gasping for air a little bit. It might have actually just woken him up. Ktic there going for a big senton. Tommy, speaking of waking up, goes straight into that big flying back elbow. Oh, to the running Hurricanrana. Ktic has got to be stunned after a move like that. Tommy firing straight back up with another back elbow. Oh, and that big lariat. That super kick might have knocked Tommy out, but that suplex has woken him up, and Tommy is on a roll. Tommy Fusion is on fire. Calling for the big swing at DDT, but Ktic, again, not having any of it. But Tommy Fusion seeing that coming out of a mile away. Don't know if he got all of that DDT. But he didn't get it, all of it, but he got enough. And your winner of the match. Your winner of the match, Tommy Fusion. Tommy Fusion saw Ktic's dirty tricks coming a mile away, wasn't having any of it. Wasn't having any of it. Tell you what, Phoenix Stallion, ladies and gentlemen, one of the hottest talents in New Zealand wrestling. Man is fast, he is strong, the crowd absolutely love him, he is very technically capable, but he is against an absolute monster tonight with Slim Kaiser. Slim Kaiser, a bit of a world-traveled competitor there, coming to us all the way from Seattle, Washington in the United States. An absolute dominant display we saw from him when we were out in the Newlyn RSA back in October against a guy like Jackson Graves. And Jackson, not here tonight, but an absolute a phenomenal talent. And Slim Kaiser threw him around the ring like he was nothing. And look at that. The strikes there from Phoenix Talion normally would send someone straight back into the corner. Those strikes, I felt them, they are hard. And Slim shaking them off. If Phoenix Talion wants to win tonight, and I'm sure he does, he's a proud competitor, he is going to have to pull something new straight out of the book. Slim Kaiser is like no one that Phoenix has ever faced before. He's big. Oh my God! One, and if Phoenix wants to win, maybe do that again. Inzaguri right to the side of the head, follow up with a big knee to the chin of Slim. And Slim might be out of it. But not satisfied, going for a second, and now calling for a third knee. Phoenix needs to stay this aggressive. Oh my God, that's Slim catching Phoenix, saw that third knee coming, maybe went to the well too many times. Oh my God, what a powerbomb. And one move, Slim has just shut down Talion. I thought Slim might have been unconscious after those kicks and those knees to the chin. But I tell you what, that powerbomb, single move to put down Phoenix Talion. Oh my God! And you want to hear about hard strikes? I thought Phoenix's were hard, but my God! And Phoenix Talion now struggling to get to his feet, struggling to get in the air, still fighting back as much as he can, but Slim muscling Phoenix straight into the corner. Phoenix fighting back as much as he can, but Slim having absolutely none of it. Again, one of those massive, meaty hands across the chest of Phoenix, and Phoenix is gasping for air. But I tell you what, Phoenix, a very proud competitor. He's not going to allow himself to be beaten by a single strike like that. I tell you what, there is only so many times the human body can be hit like that before it just stops working. And a short arm clothesline, putting Phoenix down. As I said, no matter how tough Phoenix is, no matter how proud of a competitor he is, you can only be hit so many times by a guy like Slim before you stop moving. And that 2 count from that short arm clothesline, again, very late 2 count. If there had been a 3 count, while we would have been disappointed, I don't think anyone would have been surprised by that. And Slim Kaiser there muscling Phoenix Talion up onto his shoulder, but maybe spending a little too long time playing to the crowd, giving Phoenix some time to recover. And Phoenix chopping the big man down with some shots to the back of the knee. And no matter how big you are, you get booted right in the knee and you stop being able to stand. Everyone's the same height if they're lying down when their legs don't work. Phoenix Talion there going back to exactly what he's known for with those kicks, but oh my God. Slim answering that with one hell of a spinebuster. One hell of a spinebuster to take out Phoenix Talion. And Phoenix is barely moving, and Kaiser has not used a lot of, he's been not using a massive amount of moves. A powerbomb, a spinebuster, and a couple of strikes. And I tell you what, that's all he's needed to use to put down Phoenix. So these are some scary slams. Oh, but Phoenix landing on his feet, straight to the back of the knee when Kaiser's going for his big finish. And again, straight to those kicks to the chest. Phoenix using his speed. Oh my God, maybe going for the disaster kick. I don't think he got all of it though. Slipped on the ropes a little bit there. maybe giving Slim Kaiser a little bit of chance to defend himself and get his hand up. That kick very easily could have been a match winner there for Phoenix Talion if he had actually caught that flush right across the chin of Phoenix, right across the chin of Slim. But I think Phoenix slipping on the ropes there gave Slim the chance to get his hand up and defend himself a little bit. And Phoenix has got to be kicking himself. If he had not slipped on that ropes, we could have very easily seen the end of that match. I tell you what, Phoenix not a man to dwell on his mistakes. Going straight on. I don't know if Phoenix is going for the burnout at this point. I don't know if he can lift a guy like Slim. Phoenix is strong, but Slim's a big dude. Phoenix fighting off Slim Kaiser again. Going for a big short and clothesline, but oh no! Oh, and that big slam from Slim Kaiser. Oh, winner of the match, Slim Kaiser! And what a win. Phoenix Talion fought with every ounce of his being. But the power and the aggression of Slim Kaiser was just too much to overcome.
Still undefeated, baby.
Phoenix now has barely moved in the middle of the ring. Slim not wasting any time. His work's done. He is straight back to shower. But Phoenix Talion, a proud competitor, has got to be kicking himself. A slight mistake there on those ropes, and that might have cost him the entire match.
go after my dreams and do all the things that I ended up doing. And it's also the origin story for Cochy. That happens this coming Tuesday, from this Tuesday on to this Saturday. It's over at Henderson, at Depot Theatre. You're all welcome to come. Kiddies, you're all welcome to come. No, later. We didn't come here to promote no theatre show. No, we came here to fight, we came here to grapple, we came here to scrimmage. So come on, Call Kitty is officially over.
Cochy now has got to be feeling confident, got to be feeling good. Might have lost his open challenge last month when we were at Community Centre, but ended up winning a big 6-man elimination match against some very strong opponents as well. Ktic, Wishard, Spartan, Hybrid, and Jackson Graves. So Cochy won against an absolute field in that 6-man match. And Cochy always says, we win or we learn. And I think winning a big 6-man like that, he must have won and learned. But tell you what, Cochy, not a man to settle on his laurels. Straight away, back to the open challenge. Back to anyone who will want to face him, trying to learn from him. And a guy like Ginger Nut, not someone that we see very often at Hughes Academy. The last time we saw him, he was the hand-selected tag team partner of Graham Hughes himself. And was on the, if I remember rightly, was on the winning end of that match. So might be a relative newcomer to the New Zealand scene. But I tell you what, if Graham Hughes gives you the nod to be his tag team partner, then obviously he's seen something in you. And Ginger Nut there, Amanda shows a heck of a lot of aggression, a heck of a lot of fight. Cochy there's probably doing the right thing now, using his size and his strength to his advantage. Doesn't want to let Ginger Nut get on a roll, because as soon as he starts getting on a roll, starts throwing those strikes, starts using that aggression to his advantage, it's going to be hard to shut him down and stop him. The technical game, not something we often see from Cochy. Normally he's quite a strong, power-driven guy. But I guess he's, again, learned from his previous matches, learned from maybe mistakes from lost matches in the past, and really trying to shut down Ginger Nut before the match even begins. As I said earlier, you're not going to win a match with a headlock, but you're going to make it hard for people to breathe, you're going to make it hard for them to recover later on in the match, and you start getting in people's heads. Going to start getting in people's heads, so it's a lot harder for them to sort of, get their own offense in. And I tell you what, Ginger Nut, he's an aggressive guy. I'm not entirely sure you can get in his head, because I don't know if he's in his own head. The guy is an absolute nutter. And Cochy again, really doing the right thing here, the strategic thing in this match, making sure Ginger does not get rolling, but straight to the hair. What an absolute dirty tactic there, trying to break the headlock. Ginger not realizing he's not going to be able to. Oh my God! And that was a mistake from Ginger Nut. Maybe trying to get into Cochy's head there with that double arm slap, but Cochy having absolutely none of it, and again using his power to his advantage with that shoulder block. And Ginger Nut, the smaller guy, he has to remember he is the small guy here and stop trying to play power with Cochy. And Ginger Nut, again, a bit of a mistake there, trying to trade power with hip tossing Cochy. And Cochy having absolutely none of it. Cochy is a big man, he is a strong man. Oh, and that double axe handle. Straight to the back of Ginger Nut. And the two competitors now are going to be really careful of the referee's 10 count. But Ginger Nut fighting back with those strikes. Cochy doesn't look like he's particularly fazed by them, fighting straight back. And oh my God! And Ginger Nut sending Cochy straight into the ring post. The hardest part of the ring, that big metal steel post. And I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, those posts are solid and they are heavy. If you smack your head against those things, your head does not win. And this is where we're going to see the aggression and the violence of Ginger Nut come into place. He's stunned Cochy. Well, I thought it stunned Cochy, but maybe these strikes are waking him up a little bit. Cochy trying to fight back as much as he can, but he's got to have his bell rung after hitting that ring post. Senior referee Conan there, got to be careful. That ring post cover's just fallen off, and I think Ginger Nut maybe saw it was a bit loose, driving Cockity straight into the corner, and I don't think Conan knows about it. Oh, and kicking straight to the inside of the leg. And straight away, that knots up the inside of your thigh, and that hurts like hell. Ginger Nut there, sensing a bit of weakness, going straight for the leg of Cockity. Maybe realizing Cocky's the stronger man, the faster man. Needs to play a little bit smarter if he's going to take Cockity down. Oh, and going for almost a modified dragon whip. Almost a DDT on his leg, on Cocky's leg there. The ground shock, driving Cocky's leg straight into the mat. The shock that's got to be going right up Cocky's leg. And Ginger Nut following it up with a big elbow drop. Almost like a modified heel hook at this point. Putting a lot of pressure on the heel and the knee joint there of Cockity. Ginger Nut realizing that maybe his back was exposed to Cockity, transitioning into almost like an ankle lock at this point. Again, putting pressure on the knee joint. And if you the beauty of these moves, it doesn't just an ankle lock, it doesn't just twist your ankle, it twists the limbs and the bones all the way up the leg to the knee. And that's the viciousness of a move like this. It doesn't just twist that one little limb, it twists all the way up your leg. Cockity doing the right thing there, rolling into the move a little bit to relieve some of the pressure, but Ginger Nut straight driving that knee right into the mat and going straight back to that heel hook. And Cockity screaming in pain, trying to realize, trying to get his bearings in the ring and trying to find out where the ring ropes are. But Ginger Nut has done the right thing here, made sure Cocky's right into the middle of the ring, repositioning him there a little bit where he needs to be. And Cockity trying to shake Ginger Nut off, but that heel hook is locked in very tight, but finally, after a couple of kicks, Cockity gets himself free. Cockity struggling to get to his feet at this point, but Ginger Nut stalking Cockity, following a massive knee right to the chest. Ginger Nut maybe looking for a suplex. Maybe letting his aggression get the best of him at this point. Cockity with a suplex of his own. I don't know if Ginger Nut trying to suplex Cockity was the smartest move there. Allowing Cockity to get the move off, to get the slam off. And Cockity again using the power for his advantage. But Ginger Nut again straight to the leg with that vicious chop block. And I tell you what, the move like that is banned in most sports because of the damage it does to the back of your knee, and Cockity straight to the elbow drop, right on that knee joint. And Cockity, Ginger Nut, has a game plan at this point. He understands the weakness that is Cocky's leg, and he's going straight back to that heel hook. And Ginger Nut maybe sensed that Cockity was trying to kick him off a little bit, lent into it. Maybe not so much that second time. Ginger Nut's got to remember, Cockity is still a stronger man. He's still a very strong man. But I tell you what, we saw Cockity win that six-man match last month with what looked to be a broken foot. So this is not going to be a simple match that Ginger Nut thinks he's going to win. Cockity is a strong, tough man. Now trading strikes. I don't know if trading strikes with Cockity is something you want to be doing, because he can throw one hell of a forearm, and we're seeing him do it at this point. Getting the, well, it looked like he was getting the one-upsmanship on that strike exchange, but I think that leg might have gotten to him a little bit. Oh, but Cockity following it up with a massive headbutt. Again, another vicious headbutt to Ginger Nut. And if Cocky's here going for number 3 with those headbutts. And a third headbutt. And Ginger Nut has got to be out of it at this point. And I think Cockity knows it. Oh my God! Oh my God! I think we were about to see Cochy go for that big claymore kick that he eliminated so many people off in that 6-man match last month with the knee giving out at the last second. And I think that is the only thing that just saves Ginger Nut from having his head kicked off. If Cochy had managed to get to his feet at that point, this match could have been well over. But Ginger Nut again, almost a single leg takedown. Again, straight to the leg. And Ginger Nut here, the strategy that he has implemented, targeting that leg, has paid dividends. Oh my God, like almost a figure 4 leg lock. The pressure on Cochy's leg, the pain Cochy's got to be in, and Cochy reaching for the ropes. But Ginger Nut again has applied this lock in the middle of the ring. Rolling out of this move is incredibly tough. That the only thing Cochy can do is roll to his stomach and reverse the pressure. I don't know if Cochy's going to be able to get to his feet. Your winner of the match, Ginger Nuts. And a disappointing result there. Cochy unfortunately having to submit. Unfortunately having to submit there to the figure 4 leg lock. But Ginger Nut has to be proud of himself for that match. He exploited a weakness, he sensed a weakness, and Ginger Nut targeted the leg to absolute perfection. And I never thought in all my days that I'd see Cochy tap out. But Ginger Nut played his strategy perfectly in that match. Absolutely perfectly. And Cochy's got to be disappointed at this result. And it looks like an absolute heartbroken look on Cochy's face. But I tell you what, Cochy, you did the right thing. For the sake of your career, sometimes you've got to tap out. We're back in action now. Frankie Quinn and Spartan, two rivals actually, who competed for the very first time when the Hughes Academy Championship was fomented, maybe 6 months ago. And Frankie Quinn came out on the winning end of that exchange between these two, which has got to be eating Spartan away a little bit, but like I was saying, that's got to be eating Spartan away a little bit. The fact that Frankie Quinn was the one to win the Hughes Academy Championship for the first time. But even then, these two competitors, while they're rivals, they've worked together in the past to a lot of success. Former tag team champions, these two. But I tell you what, standing across to the ring from them, Danny Octane, one half of the Knights of Mayhem. An absolute firecracker of violence and aggression. And his tag team partner there, standing fierce and menacingly in the ring there. Chalky Murdoch, up from Christchurch, is an absolute specimen of a man. The man is big, he is strong, he is a lot faster than his size gives him away from. Chalky is a dangerous opponent. And look at that. Frankie going straight away to the kicks to the leg, and Chalky just reacting like he barely even felt them. I tell you what, Frankie Quinn, extremely well versed in fighting opponents who are bigger than her and stronger than her. So if anyone's going to be able to chop down the big redwood that is Chalky Murdoch, it's going to be Frankie Quinn. But Frankie is going to have her work cut out for her if she's going to be trying to take Chalky off his feet. And interestingly enough there, Frankie Quinn's first title defense of the Hughes Academy Championship was against Danny Octane's usual full-time tag team partner there, Rough Guts. And you have to know, Rough Guts has passed on the knowledge and the experience that he learned fighting Frankie Quinn in that match off to Danny Octane, his protege. Oh, but Chalky throwing that vicious clothesline. If that had connected, I think we might have just seen lights out for Frankie Quinn if that line had just connected. Frankie using her speed and her athleticism to really stay out of the reach of Chalky. And that's really the right thing to be doing. And absolute, the complete reverse there of the cool, calm, and collected Chalky Murdoch. Danny Octane is a firecracker of aggression and speed. But Frankie Quinn shutting him down straight away. Those double knees right under the chin. But Danny swinging for the fences. And here comes Spartan straight away. Muscling Danny Octane away. Sort of shutting down that aggression with that headlock. But Danny straight to the hair, fighting out of it. I don't know if Danny was trying to leapfrog over Spartan, but Spartan saw that coming a mile away. Oh, and a big slam. Oh, and followed up with a big leg drop right on Danny Octane. And Danny Octane is a bundle of energy. Danny Octane's a bundle of energy. You're going to have to keep the aggression and keep the firepower up on him if you want to stop him bringing his guns to bear. And Spartan looking to shut down Danny Octane with his big tomorrow driver, number 2. Oh, but Chalky getting that foot up. Oh, and Danny Octane following up some combination offense on that one. Spartan stunned a little bit from the kick from Chalky. Didn't see the running uppercut there from Danny Octane. And Danny not letting Spartan get to his corner for the tag. And Danny Octane there, normally a very aggressive guy. Is he biting the hair of Spartan, just pulling on the hair with his teeth? And Danny Octane might act like a bit of a wild man, a bit of a fierce, uncontrollable beast, but he knows very well to keep the referee behind him if he's going to be bending the rules like that. And Donnie Octane shutting down that offense from Spartan with a big back elbow. And staying straight on the offense. And tagging in the big man, Cochy. Oh my God, on that big shot. And this is where things might get dangerous for Spartan. Danny Octane might have just taken Spartan off his game, thrown a few back elbows and really taken really stunned Spartan, but Cochy is a dangerous competitor, and if he gets his hand on a down Spartan, that could be it for Spartan. But Danny Octane, the dirty tricks he's learned as being one half of the Knights of Mayhem, straight away, keeping the referee distracted and letting the numbers game take their advantage on Spartan. And Spartan really trying to reach for the tag against Frankie Quinn, but the mind games that Cochy is playing, if you're trying to reach for your tag team competitor and you know a guy like Cochy is standing over you, that has got to be weighing heavily on your mind. And Cochy again, playing the mind games with Frankie, playing mind games with Spartan, and bringing his power to bear against normally who would be the stronger guy in the match, Spartan, but Cochy is a big man, and Spartan fighting back, looking for a big crossbody for his own, but Cochy, oh my God! Spartan hit Danny Octane with a big slam of his own earlier. Cochy now hitting a massive slam. Oh, and a bit of combination offense there. Cochy driving Danny Octane into the chest of Spartan. Spartan just kicking out at the last second. And Cochy gave Danny Octane some real height on that big throw. The entire weight of Danny Octane coming down on the chest of Spartan. And again, keeping the referee behind him and fish hooking the mouth of Spartan. Danny Octane is very good at bending the rules and keeping the referee positioned where he needs him to be positioned. And fish hooking a mouth or ripping on the nose might not necessarily win your match, but it's the stuff like that that gets in the head of your opponent. Oh, and Spartan trying to fight back, but Danny Octane shutting him down with a big drop kick. And things are starting to get dangerous now for Spartan. He's in the wrong corner. Both Danny and Cochy tagging in and tagging out. And using every ounce of the referee's discretion there. And again, Frankie Quinn has seen enough. She's trying to get into the ring and is just distracting the referee. Cochy Murdoch now. Cochy choking Spartan in the corner while the referee's distracted. The numbers game on these two. The numbers game with Cochy and Danny bullying Spartan at this point. And it is not often that you see a guy like Spartan struggle in the ring like this. He is normally a very fast, a very capable competitor. But Danny Octane's tag team experience and the power of Murdoch is really shutting down Spartan. Oh my God! The body weight of Murdoch with that big elbow drop, driving the wind out of Spartan. And I'll tell you what, if that had been a 3 count, I wouldn't have been surprised. But Spartan, a very, very tough, very proud competitor, powering out at the last second. But Spartan is struggling to get even an ounce of breath back at this point. Danny Octane and Cochy are playing their strategy perfectly, and again, using the power of Murdoch to get height from Danny and his entire body weight slamming onto the chest of Spartan. And if their tactic at this point is to win Spartan and stop being able to breathe and get his, get any sort of work, any sort of offense against these two, any sort of counter offense, then this strategy is working perfectly. Oh. And a vicious strike to the back of Spartan's head, where it is very hard to defend against. And Danny again muscling Spartan back into his own corner. And just a disrespectful slap onto Spartan. Danny again Danny taunting Frankie Quinn. Frankie unable to get into the match now after these guys shutting down Spartan into the corner. But Spartan fighting back. Big double drop kick over to Danny Octane. Big double drop kick to Danny Octane. Spartan clutching and clawing to get his own corner, but Danny has got the leg of Spartan again. Drags him back into the friendly corner. Again, Spartan unable to get the tag. And this is tag team basics from Murdoch and Octane. Pick a man, isolate that man, and do everything you can to stop them tagging out and just beat them. And so far, and Chalky again, the confidence that he's got to be feeling at this point to turn his back on Spartan so he can taunt Frankie. Normally you would not want to turn your back on a guy like Spartan, but Chalky has got to be feeling confident if he's able to turn his back on Spartan just to taunt Frankie for a little bit. Now almost a camel clutch on a Spartan. Spartan who's really got to be struggling to breathe at this point, struggling to get any sort of breath. And the pressure that's got to be feeling on Spartan's chest and his back at this point. But as soon as Spartan tries to fight back, Murdoch again shuts it down immediately. And Murdoch now tagging in Donnie Octane. But again, a little bit of combination offense, I guess, from these two. Oh, and knocking Frankie Quinn off the apron. I don't know if the elbow of Danny just caught Frankie in the face. But I tell you what, the whiplash onto the ropes there and the whiplash into the corner. It's definitely going to do some damage to Frankie. Frankie pleading and clawing to try and get Spartan back into this match, trying to let Spartan know where she is so he can get the tag, but Spartan's not even in the ring at this point. And Danny again driving Frankie off the apron. And Frankie is furious. I don't know if the camera just caught the look on her face, but she is absolutely furious at this point that she cannot get into the ring. And Spartan again, his face driven straight into the boot of Murdoch. And Spartan fighting back, driving Danny's head right into that top turnbuckle. Spartan looking for a last-ditch desperation offense. Oh, a big cannonball straight off the top rope. And that has got to be a last-ditch effort from Spartan, using his entire body weight to try and take out Danny Octane. Try and stun Danny Octane long enough so he can get a tag against Frankie Quinn. And Frankie Quinn, Spartan tagging straight to Frankie. The referee sees it. Frankie is back in the match. And Danny too slow, unable to get to Chalky. Oh my God! And a power slam cutter at this point. Chalky over the top rope. He is out of the ring. And Frankie with those Japanese arm drags that she's very well versed in. Spartan straight with a suicide dive. Noticing Chalky had gone to his feet, taking him out of the match. Spartan sacrificing his own body at this point. And now it is up to Frankie Quinn to take out Danny Octane, that big wheelbarrow bulldog. And Danny is stunned. Frankie is on a roll, looking for those big knees. On those knees, straight to the chin of Danny Octane. Spartan back in the ring again. Oh, and a big cannonball of his own. And I think Conan, the referee, has lost control of this match. Frankie going straight for her big sliced bread. Oh my God! Danny Octane thought he had countered from that, but Spartan with a big spear. Your winners of the match. Spartan and Frankie Cohen. Fuck, these microphones are shit. Bobby Wishard here, a man that Hughes Academy audiences will be well versed with. Well versed with here. Is going to have the biggest test of his career against this man, Jake Sheen. Jake Sheen, a guy who was undefeated for almost 2 years, over 2 years I believe it was, as the IPW heavyweight champion. Former leader of Control. He's a bit of a fall from the top recently since losing the IPW championship, but since coming back, having his mass fractured, I thought we'd seen an aggressive and dangerous Jake Sheen before. But this new Jake Sheen, since coming back from losing the championship, is more violent, more aggressive, and more dangerous than we've ever seen Jake before. He is a dangerous, and straight away, Jake Sheen, the experience, the absolute veteran of New Zealand wrestling. I guess there he was looking at catching Bobby Wishard on that crossbody, but Bobby able to trip Jake Sheen. Maybe take Jake Sheen off his feet a little bit there. And Jake got to be trying to shake the cobweb loose at this point. But Bobby following up straight away with some offense. Following straight offense against Jake Sheen. And I tell you what, if you can get offense on a guy as experienced and as dangerous as Jake Sheen, you take every opportunity you can. And Bobby's doing the absolute right thing on this point. He's got Jake Sheen stunned after tripping him. And he is staying on him, but Bobby playing to the crowd is not the right thing to do here. Don't give Jake Sheen a room to breathe, and there we go. Bobby Wishard giving Jake Sheen a little bit of room to breathe, and Jake taking absolute full advantage of it. But Bobby maybe using his speed and his athleticism, trying to get the one-upmanship there on Jake. A couple of nice arm drags there and a big drop kick taking down Jake Sheen. And Jake powering himself out at one. And Bobby knows you're not going to beat a guy like Jake Sheen with a drop kick, but every time he has to kick out, every time he's on the mat, that gets in Jake's head and it takes the wind out of him. Every time you do that, you're expending energy, but Jake clutching Bobby, snatching him out of midair. Oh my God, that spinning neck breaker. That spinning neck breaker from Jake Sheen. And Jake, the veteran of New Zealand wrestling, hitting a neck breaker and going straight for the bit of a neck crank there on Bobby. Oh, and that back elbow. And as I said, since losing the championship, Jake has been violent, he has been vicious, he has been dangerous. And we're seeing that come to fruition now. As Jake is making Bobby pay for that early offense that he threw against him. And Jake having absolutely none of the referee, choking Bobby out in the corner at this point. But Jake knows how to work within the referee's rules, choking Bobby Wishard, his entire body weight at this point as a 5 count. But I tell you what, you don't need a full 5 count of your entire body weight on another man's chest in order to do some damage. And Jake, again, using the ring to his advantage, choking Bobby Wishard and using every ounce of the referee's 5 count. Every ounce of the referee's 5 count to drive the wind out of Bobby. And Jake as well, he's obviously done his scouting of Bobby Wishard at this point. He knows he's fast, he knows he's got a lot of athleticism, a lot of aggression when he gets going. And Jake grinding Bobby into the mat. Trying to take the wind out of him with choking him in the corner and choking him on these ropes. And now this neck crank, which has got is absolute agony on the side of your neck and your trapezoid muscle. And Jake ripping at the chin and the neck. And that hurts like hell if someone is doing that to you. But Bobby fighting back with those big elbows and Jake shutting that down straight away. And now Jake here looking for his big pile driver that he's won so many matches with. Bobby maybe seen this one come in, fighting out of it as much as he can. Oh, and Bobby a big right hand. Oh, and he's looking for a tilt-a-whirl DDT at this point. Oh, and the big power slam by Jake. Bobby getting that kick out at the last second or two, but that power slam's got to take the wind out of you. And the damage done to Bobby's throat and his head and his neck, he's going to be struggling to get his wind back after a big power slam like that. Jake knows exactly what he's doing. He is executing his strategy to perfection at this point. Again, driving the wind out of Bobby Wishard's chest with that big chop. And going for and a big snap suplex. Jake is doing an absolute masterclass of driving the wind out of Bobby Wishard. And if Bobby can't breathe, Bobby can't get his wind back, he can't recover himself, it's going to be very hard for him to fight back against a veteran like Jake Sheen and get anything even close to a victory. But Jake, again, another big suplex on a Bobby Wishard. Anytime Bobby fights back, anytime he gets a tiny bit of offense back, Jake is shutting him down. But there's a lot of fight left in Bobby Wishard. He is a tough competitor. He is a proud competitor. And he's not going to let himself get beaten this quickly into a match, even against a guy as veteran and as good as Jake Sheen. Again, going for that big pile driver. Bobby has clearly done his scouting against Jake Sheen. Oh, and a big back body drop to Jake from that pile driving position. As I said, there's a lot of fight left in Bobby. Big short arm clothesline. Another short arm clothesline. And a third clothesline. Really trying to stack up the momentum with the offense here against Jake. Getting a big offense across the ring. Big clothesline. Bobby getting some speed back again. Using his entire body weight on Sheehan, trying to drive the wind out of him. And a big cross body from Bobby Wishard. Stringing together some big offense there. And if you want to beat a guy like Jake Sheen, stringing together big offense is the way to go. But Jake, again, kicking out. You're going to have to do a lot of damage to a guy like Jake Sheen to take him out. And Bobby knows this. Straight back on the offense. The fist straight to the head. And Bobby there, you can really maybe see the struggle that Bobby Wishard's feeling after all the offense. Oh my God! I know Bobby was trying to leap over Jake Sheen like we saw him do early in the match, but that Alabama slam was horrific, and Jake straight away with the knee. Oh, and what a brainbuster. The top of Bobby Wishard's head. The top of Bobby Wishard's head. The top of Bobby Wishard's head, followed by his entire body weight on that brainbuster. If that didn't break Bobby Wishard's neck, the fact that Bobby is moving around is a testament to how tough this young man is. That could have broken someone's neck, that move like a brainbuster. It was a fearsome move. And Jake maybe again going for another Alabama slam like he did before. But Bobby trying to fight back at this point, trying to fight back. Bobby, oh! Bobby with a big destroyer on a Jake Sheen. Jake dropped Bobby onto the top of his head. Bobby following it up with a similar offense of his own, but Jake Sheen kicking out. And Bobby again stringing together some big offense with that big destroyer. Looking to go top rope. An area of the ring that Bobby Wishard is very capable of coming from. And Jake doesn't know he's there, looking for that big tornado DDT, but Jake saw that coming. And Bobby saw the counter coming with that big clothesline, driving Jake into the corner, maybe looking at... Oh, and the big tornado DDT from Bobby Wishard. But Jake, the veteran, the absolute veteran of New Zealand, knew that the match could have been over at this point, has rolled straight out of the ring. And I don't know if he did that on his own, or the momentum of the move took him out of the ring. But one way or another, I think that just saved the match. Just saved the match for Jake Sheen. But while it means Jake Sheen doesn't lose at this point, it's also giving Bobby Wishard some much-needed recovery time at this point. And I tell you what, Bobby, a prouder competitor than I would have been, doesn't want to take a count-out victory, going straight back on the offense. And I tell you what, if you're wrestling a guy like Jake Sheen, maybe getting a definitive win with a pinfall or a submission is the way to go. And Bobby knows that, and he's going straight back on. Straight back on the offense against Jake. And look at a bit of one-upsmanship. Oh, a big suplex on a Jake from Bobby. And Jake, we haven't seen him get back into the match yet since that big destroyer. Kicking out a 2, but a much weaker kick out than he's been pulling earlier on. And Jake straight onto the shoulders of Bobby. I don't know what Jake has got planned here at this point. Oh my God! A burning hammer to Bobby Wishard. That has got to be it. But Bobby kicking out again. Again, Bobby Wishard being dropped on the top of his head by Jake Sheen. We have seen it with the Brainbuster. We're seeing it now with the burning hammer. And he is kicked out again. Bobby has got to be one of the toughest guys around. I don't know if Bobby there was going for another Canadian destroyer. Oh my God! A jumping power driver on a Bobby Wishard. A third time being dropped on the top of his head. Your winner of the match, Jake Sheen! 3 times we saw Bobby Wishard dropped on the top of his head by Jake Sheen. The Brainbuster, the burning hammer, and then the jumping pile driver. If Bobby Wishard can ever walk again after that match, I will be surprised. And Bobby has got to be a very proud competitor. He's got to be proud of himself after that match. What an absolute battle that was. And Bobby gave every ounce of fight that he had in him to try and Jake Sheen down. But the veteran instincts and the aggression and the outright dangerous wrestling style of Jake Sheen was too much for Bobby Wishard tonight. Bobby would normally see him maybe try and celebrate on the top rope, celebrate with the crowd, but he can barely stand at this point. You see him clutching his back. Got to be disappointing for the young man, but if you're still standing after a match with Jake Sheen, I think that's enough to make you proud.
Out there. I just want to talk about something that's been, some rumors that have been going around in the locker room. You know, everyone thinks that during the one-night tournament show, I was the one that attacked JT Hollow. Well, that ain't true. You know why? One, I'm smarter than that. I'm not going to take out just one opponent I would take them all out if I was to do something like that. And two, do you know how long it takes to get looking this good backstage? I don't have time to go around taking out no one, you know? And so when JT comes out, he comes out now, I'm gonna shake his hand, look him in the eyes, and he's gonna know that it wasn't me. So bring him out.
Are you actually here?
I am. I'm watching the number one contendership match.
Alright. And it looks like, again, Dorian Weber versus JT Hollow, and mysteriously, JT Hollow is not here.
We're just been protecting our voices, eh?
So Dorian Weber's sort of, he's claiming he's had nothing to do with the attacks on JT Hollow lately, but that's two matches. Two matches that Dorian Weber was supposed to wrestle, but his opponent hasn't showed up. So I don't know about you, it's pretty suspect.
Is this the main event?
Yeah.
Is this the main event?
Cockity, we saw him lose earlier in the night, but again, he's a proud competitor. I don't think he's going to not let a guy like Dorian Weber get away with just a fluke forfeit victory.
These guys, they're not here to watch me wrestle, are you?
No!
Are you here to watch me win? No! What? Oh, come on! Okay, you know what?
Everyone's Dorian's ass get kicked! I only think it's fair, bro. What do you reckon?
You know what? I'm even gonna win just to ruin your night. Ring the bell.
And I guess it's official, we didn't have JT Hollow again because of mysterious circumstances that Dorian Weber again seems to be involved in. But now an impromptu number one contenders match between Dorian Weber and Cochy. And joined on commentary here by the Hughes Academy champion, Frankie Quinn. wanting to scout out who potentially she's going to have to face in December. And Dorian there trying to call for a bit of a free shot from Cochy, but which normally I'd say would be a fairly stupid thing to be doing, but Dorian's a smarter competitor than I think a lot of people give him credit for. He often has a bit of a plan, and there we go. And his plans are often dirty. Again, Dorian Weber, an absolute master of playing mind games, acting the fool in the ring, and trying to throw his opponent off balance. And he knows full well Cochy's got a bum leg and a sore leg from his fight with Ginger Nut earlier in the night, making Cochy run around the ring and expend energy and put pressure on that leg. Dorian barely even needs to wrestle the match, and he's already done damage to Cochy's leg. But Cochy, a proud and strong competitor, driving Weber straight into the corner. But Cochy's shoulder straight into the corner of that ring post. By Cochy catching Dorian straight from midair. And Dorian losing his speed and aggression to stay on top of Cochy. Oh, with a big right hand from Cochy. Frankie, you've faced both of these opponents before. Do you have a preference on who gets round two?
Well, I've beaten both of them, so I think I can do it again. I guess it'll depend on who's the better wrestler tonight. I think Dorian's a bit smarter currently, because obviously Cochy's had a match earlier this night. Oh. And he's trying to tire him out, so he might get the upper hand.
And smart is not something people often say about Dorian Weber, but he plays a good mind game. Dorian recognizing the weakness there of Cochy's leg, going straight back to the work that Ginger Nut did earlier in the night. And maybe Dorian knows this is the strategy he needs to compete. He wasn't ready for Cochy, but Dorian was clearly watching from backstage, clearly understood how the rest of the night had gone, and is picking apart Cochy's left leg. And Dorian knows this is the tactic he just needs to do. Stay on top of Cochy's leg, and if he can lock him, maybe lock a figure four of his own that Ginger Nut managed to lock in, that could be all Cochy has. And no matter how many strikes Dorian is throwing at Cochy, Cochy still has the power to drive him to the other side of the ring, start throwing big body strikes of his own. Oh, and a massive headbutt.
Almost got.
Yeah, Matt using a little bit of leeway on the match there, not disqualifying Cochy for using almost using the full 5 count. I think Matt doesn't want to see a number one contenders match end in a disqualification, so using a little bit of referee's discretion at that point. But he's got to be careful doing that. If Dorian senses that ref is playing with a little bit more relaxed rules, then Dorian's going to take full advantage of that. Dorian again going straight back to that left leg of Cochy. Using his own body as a weapon at this point, as a bit of a point of torque, and just wrenching on the knee of Cochy. Making sure Cochy's right in the middle of the ring, nowhere near the ropes. Works perfectly fine for Ginger Nut earlier in the night, and I guess Dorian recognizes might work for him too. There, a bit of a Bit of a relaxed cover on Cochy. I don't think he thought he was going to win the match with that, but showing the disrespect and the mind games that Dorian's very well versed in. Cochy at this point trying to fight for blood into his leg, fight for his own breath, and trying to fight against Dorian's mind games, but fighting back with those big back elbows. One good way to do it. Oh, and a big back an elbow right to the back of Dorian's head. Oh, and follow it up with a big jumping clothesline. Dorian, very weak kick out from those. That combination offense there from Cochy. Cochy there trying to will himself back into the match. Will the feeling back into his leg. Will himself back in. You want to beat a guy like Dorian Webber, you've got to stay on him the whole time. Oh! And Dorian there with the mind games and the unorthodox offense there. I don't know what you'd call that.
Nipple flip.
A nipple flip, there we go. I think I didn't go to wrestling class that day. No matter what it was effective. It put Cochy down. And Dorian following straight away with this attack in the knee of Cochy. Dorian wrenching at the leg of Cochy at this point. Cochy trying to will the crowd to help him get back into this match and fighting back against Dorian Webber. Couple of big strikes. Third big strike. Dorian breaking the hold. And Webber stunned at this point, giving Cochy a bit of an opening to try and get to his feet. Oh, not enough of an opening. Dorian fighting back again. And yes, Dorian calling the end of the match at this point, calling for his finish. But Cochy, seen that coming a mile away, going straight for the power game that he's known for. And throwing Dorian around his shoulders at this point. Cochy taking a little bit too long to pull the trigger on whatever that offense was going to be. Dorian taking full time to counter it.
I think Cochy was going for his snake eyes in the corner and Dorian slipped off the back.
Yeah, he had something planned like that. And we've seen those snake eyes used for quite good effect. Dorian pulling the referee into the way. Cochy following it up with the big kick. That's got to be it. And the crowd chanting it. Cochy there should have gotten the 3 count, but the referee is down.
Break him out.
That's got to be heartbreaking for Cochy. He knows he has just won this match. But if the referee doesn't see you get the pinfall, oh my God! And the referee down, Dorian with a disgusting low blow on a Cochy. The referee just struggling to get his feet underneath him, and Dorian hitting that big spinning elbow. 2, no, not like this. Your winner and #1 contender for the Hughes Academy Championship, Dorian Webber! And what a disgusting way of becoming #1 contender, taking full account, taking full advantage of the referee being down to low blow Cochy. So I guess, Frankie, you know who you're wrestling in December. I guess Frankie knows exactly who she's wrestling at this point. Dorian Webber And Frankie wasting no time to get into Dorian's face and reminds him of the title that he didn't win last time they faced each other.
What is up? All you Dorian kids out there.
Frankie Quinn there sending a bit of a message to Dorian Weber. Getting in the ring and reminding him that she has beaten him once before, and she will do so again. But December 2nd, we're going to see Frankie Quinn versus Dorian Weber.